So she's performing, she did horrible, trash it, can it, put it in the garbage, get rid of it.
Come for me.
What's up everybody, it is Royal J and I am back with another Love and Hip Hop Hollywood Season 4, Episode 3. So we first start off with Princess coming back and she looks beautiful. She looks amazing. She tells us how she was on a long vacation with Ray J and how, you know, she's loving being married to and calling herself Mrs. Norwood. Lost a lot of weight. You know, she's very small. You know, ain't nothing wrong with that, but I'm just saying, she's very small. They're at this party supporting A1 because he's dropped his new single called Drop That Whoa Whoa. Then we see this new guy by the name of Solo Lucy. Never heard of him, don't know anything about him, but the blonde and the black, I just didn't know what was going on. I was just like, what the hell is this? Like, so Alexis Sky is there also, and her boyfriend is Solo Lucy. She's been talking about this guy and all of this stuff, but she steady is going at it with Masika and Fetty. And I'm just like, okay, you keep talking about this man that's not Fetty, and now we see him, but then you steady keep going back and forth with this whole Fetty and Masika thing. So her and Princess are talking. Princess is telling Alexis that she's late on her period and she might be pregnant. And because Alexis asked her, why you drinking water? So she told her why. And then Princess was like, why are you drinking water? And she was like, you know, I'm late on my period too. So they're both late on their period. They both think they're pregnant. A1 performs. Lyrica's mom is just like, about the record label. And he was just like, he trying to get his stuff out there first and he's going to sign. He got a female rapper chick that he want to sign. And Lyrica's like, no, you're not going to sign no female artist until my project is done. So he's not allowed to sign any females. She's the only female and the only artist that is on the label. So she don't want any other females. She want her success to rise first. So that's understandable, because you should have something out. She's a singer, she wrote for other artists, so she should have something out by now. So I can understand her frustration and how she feels, but I also understand how A1 feels. So Tiara is happy, she's in love. Her first scene with her boyfriend, which is Cisco, is at a bar. They're not at home, they're not at the beach or intimate setting, they're at the bar where there's alcohol. We all know that Tiara is an alcoholic. Let's just say that she's an alcoholic. She drinks a lot. Every scene she's drinking and she has a cup in her hand. So, you know, she's drunk. It seems like every scene this girl is in, she's drunk or a little bit buzzed or something. Like, I don't know. Maybe she have to drink to feel comfortable to get in front of the camera. I have no idea, you guys, but it's just like, it sucks seeing her like that, you know? So apparently she knew of Cisco from her Rockefeller days, but she was signed to Rockefeller. And it never worked out between them two. So now they've been together for 3 months, I think she said. And it's going pretty good and she likes it. So Safari is having his coconut oil launch. Safari is having his coconut oil launch and, well, party launch, same thing. And Chanel West Coast is performing there. So she gets up there and she's performing and she looks dry as hell. And I don't even know, like, they could have had Brooke Valentine come up there and perform Girl Fight and give us a real hit. Or, you know, Safari, never mind, you know, never mind. I was going to say Safari could have performed, but no. So it was just, she was stiff, she looked horrible. I don't know what she go up there half naked. She's whining and dancing and then these struggle bars. Like, I don't know what was going on. Y'all know, I said from my last review, I do not like Chanel West Coast. For numerous reasons, because it's just, she tries too hard for me. Like, when Charlamagne was up there telling her the truth, she got so upset and mad. And it was just like, girl, it's the truth. Like, even though Charlamagne is an asshole and he's very stupid and I don't too much like him, but I liked him at that moment when he told her about herself. Like, I really don't too much care for Chanel. In this episode, I really don't like her. So she's performing, she did horrible, trash it, can it, put it in the garbage, get rid of it. Brooke Valentine comes in and she's looking for Jade. She's like, okay, where's she at? She said she had to look through numerous over-filtered pictures to find out who this girl, what this girl really looks like. So she find her, and she heads over and she tells her, hey, you know, introduces herself, everybody speaking, saying hello, how you doing? And she was like, oh, Jade. And she was like, let me talk to you for a minute. So they're talking, and she was just like, oh, what's going on between, so you're a paralegal? She was like, yeah, I help people get divorces and kind of help them sort out financial stuff and properties and stuff like that. Brooke wasn't having it. She was like, oh, you know, so you know Marcus and all that stuff. She was like, yeah, you know, I helped him get a divorce so me and him can further our relationship and be together. She was like, oh no, no, that's my man and all of this stuff. She's waving this feather around, and it was just like, girl, why is you wave, like, why do you have this feather and why is you waving it around? Like when Chanel made that joke about her feather, I will say that was funny, and I really did laugh when she said that about Safari or something like that. While Brooke is talking to Jade, and she was like, oh, so what you think? So what, you gangster? You think you gangster? And then Chanel was like, no, she ain't gangster. Because something about she's half black and she half white, but I'm gangster, some shit like that. And I'm like, what the hell does that have to do with anything about a bitch being black and white and not being gangster and all of this stuff? I'm gangster, I'm going to ride for my bitch and I'm going this and that. And it's just like, mind you, but this don't have nothing to do with you. This is between her and this girl. There's no fighting, there's no jumping, there's no nothing. She's talking to this girl, everybody, you know, she's asking questions because for one, she's messing with her man. So what's the problem with her, like, asking? Brooke was coming off a little bit harsh. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could have pulled her to the side by yourself and talked to her respectfully and calmly. But she was so upset and was just getting loud and just like getting with attitudes and stuff. And just like Jade was saying, you know, you attacking me, someone who is clueless and have no idea what the hell is going on, when you should be attacking the man. And that's true. A lot of time women and people in general will attack the innocent one. And Brooke, this is the 3rd episode, girl. We ain't had no song yet. You haven't been in the studio. You haven't even walked in the studio yet. Like, what the hell is going on? Keisha that gave us, it seemed like every episode Keisha singing something. Or we hear an instrumental from a song she got, or we hear something from her. Chanel West Coast gave us a song. Hazel Eden gave us a song. All these people that gave us singles, girl, you ain't give us nothing. Like, you was talking about you want to step back into the scene and get your career together. And then another thing, Tiara said her career is back on track. I don't know, I haven't heard anything from her, so I don't see how it's back on track, but okay. I just felt like she shouldn't have attacked that girl the way she did. I felt like she could have gave her a little bit of respect while she was talking to her. She was being very harsh and disrespectful to her. So Moniece, Zell, and Nia meets up and they're walking in LA. Zell tells them about his meetup with Masika. But before that, they were talking about Tiara sent them an invite to introduce her to her new boo. And Moniece was just like, you know, he called her a bitch and stuff like that. So Nia was like, could you put that to the side? You know, we can support her and be there for her. She was just praying, and stuff, which was pretty good, you know, because we all know Moniece is crazy. So it was good that she said her being brave. She was, when they talked about the whole meetup between Zell and Masika, she was like, you know, I would have been pissed off too if you met up with a bitch that I don't fuck with. And I'm like that too. Like, if me and you best friends and we cool, and you sitting up here talking to this bitch that I don't fuck with, you meeting up with them, you hanging out with them, then it's gonna be a problem, because most likely you talking about our friendship, talking about my problems, our problems, like what we got going on. Like, it's no talent, you know what I'm saying? So you just gotta be very careful with people like that. When they was like, they understand why Masika was mad, and they would have choked the hell out of him for meeting up with someone that they don't get along with. He happy, he living it up, he's living for all this drama, because it's giving him a lot of camera time, just saying. So Alexis and Solo meets up, and sitting down and talking, and she disclosed to him that she's late on her period and she might be pregnant. She first told him that. His reaction was like, I thought he was going to be pissed off or say something stupid like get an abortion, get rid of it or something. Like, I felt like he was going to give us a Stevie J moment with Jocelyn when she first found out she was pregnant. So he was just like, oh, that's good. And she was like, what? That's good? He was like, yeah, our baby gonna be cute as hell. So she was like, you know, how this part made me proud of her when she said this. When she was like, how could I have a baby with you and you have your situation that you haven't even tamed yet, that you can't even tame. And he was just like, oh, what you want me to do? What you want me to do? And she like, handle it. You know what I'm saying? Like his baby mama attacking her. And she just like, she makes her money from posting, I guess, on Instagram and stuff. And she don't have time for nobody playing with her money. So the girl keep bothering her, keep stalking her and harassing her. And she's telling him like, you don't defend me. And she just got pissed off because she was like, he doesn't defend her. He never have her back in the time of need. So, and then they always arguing. So she don't want to have no baby with him, and she couldn't, that's why she really can't be bothering him that much. He just like, why you talking with your hands? I don't speak sign language. And then he started talking with his hands, and she asked him why he talking with his hands. And he like, oh, because I'm a gangster, but I don't know why you doing it. And I'm like, how could you take a man this serious who is standing here with blonde and black hair telling you he's a gangster? This nigga have blonde and black hair and he telling you he's gangster, that's why he's talking with his hands. Now I'm one of the people, like, y'all may not see it, but I talk with my hands a lot. Like the whole time I'm doing my video, my hands is going 1,000 miles per hour. Like I talk with my hands, that's just how I am. He said, when he said I am a gangster, that's why, but I don't know why you doing it. I'm like, dude, you standing up here with blonde and black hair, half black, half blonde, two-toned hair, looking a damn fool, and you gonna tell a bitch that you gangster, that's why you talking with your hands? You got to be kidding me. So they steady keep arguing, and she's just like, you know what, I'm done. She gets up, sashay away, and he just sits there, not even trying to go to make sure she alright, or comfort his girl, or talk to her. He just standing there drinking his drink, and I'm just like, that's a prime example that he don't give a fuck about you. So move on. So we all know that Ray J lost the bet with the whole sperm thing, and he has to go in the studio with Hazel. So Safaree is in there, and Safaree reactions is just so funny. The way they acted in the studio was hilarious. It was just like, oh my gosh. So they talking about, oh, you know, I kind of feel bad. Ray J said he felt bad about making fun of her about being in the studio with her, because she going hard, she doing good, and it's just like, no she not. No she not. That was horrible, that was trash, girl. What was that? Cisco comes in the studio and tell him how he's dating Tiara, and Ray J was just like, oh man. But he was like, he was joking, and he gave her a compliment. He was like, treat her like the queen that she is. And that was very big of him and very mature, because we know Ray J could be very savage, could be very crazy and say some crazy stuff, but he was being very respectful at that time. So I really, marriage life is doing Ray J good. Like I hope, hopefully he stay like this season, because I'm really liking him this season. Oh, Hazel to come out, Hazel comes out, and it was like, oh, you sounded good. I'm like, girl, stop lying, stop lying. That girl sounded horrible. That was trash. Throw it away, get rid of it. Goodbye. So she was just like, oh, you know, I'm trying to figure out when this guy gonna work with me. You know what I'm saying about Safaree. And he was just like, well, I have my hands on this girl called Chanel West Coast, and I just need your creative eye and your, oh, so you want the business Hazel? Okay, that's cool. He was like, yeah, I want the business Hazel. So she was like, this is my lawyer calling me now, and she gets her phone and it's flashing, and they're like, what the hell type of phone is this? I don't even know why they lied to the girl to her. She went hard, because that did not go hard. I don't know what the hell that was. That was horrible. At least she in the studio. Marcus and A1 is at a cigar shop. He's sitting there smoking cigars and stuff. And Brooke Valentine comes in, and she just rudely says, you know, I'm going to have to ask you to leave so I can talk to your boy. And I'm just like, girl, you couldn't even tell him, you know, I need to talk to him. Could you give us a minute to talk? Like, I'm gonna have to ask you to leave so I can talk to your boy. You're not gonna tell me to leave because you want to talk to him. If anything, to say, can I please talk to him for me? It's not what you say, it's how you say it. Pull him outside or take him into another room, because baby, I'm not going nowhere. A1 leaves and she sits down, and she was like, where is that paralegal hoe? And he was like, what? She was like, where is that paralegal hoe? And he was just like, who, Jade? She was like, yeah, her. So he was like, what, at this moment? She was like, yeah, at this very moment. And he was like, I don't know. She was like, call her and get her here right now. So he calls her, she goes in another room. She comes in. Now, A1 said he had to go to the studio, so he goes to the studio. So the girl comes in, and Brooke comes out of another room. She come out of the room, and she was just like, oh. So Marcus was like, why you standing? She was like, it's best that I'm on this side of the table. And she was like, tell her who I am and let her know what I am to you. And he was telling her, like, you know, Brooke is somebody that I love. She's the love of my life. I want to be with her and only her. Me and you don't have nothing going on, blah, blah, blah. So she was like, what, you told me this, you told me that, and this and all of that. And it was just like, oh my God. So Brooke is attacking, like talking shit to the girl. They kind of ganging up on this poor girl, and it's just like, damn, this girl clueless and don't have no idea what the hell going on. Now, I will say, Mama's is shady. When she made that comment about Brooke being a washed-up R&B singer, a fadeaway R&B singer, I was just like, ooh. And all of that, after all of that, Brooke and Marcus go outside. And he's like, oh, you know, I did it, baby, we did it. You know, he all happy and stuff, like we could be together, this and all of that. But prior to that, he said he wanted to enjoy being single for a while. But now it's, oh, yeah, baby, yeah, we could be together. She was like, no, me and you, we're done. It's nothing between us. I just wanted to see y'all end it. And he's sitting there looking stupid. So Princess goes to the studio where Ray is, and she shows him the pregnancy test, and it's negative. So she's not pregnant. You know, I don't know, I'm not a woman, so I don't understand that. I know of that stuff because I've heard women explain it and talk about it. But just because you're late on your period, it doesn't mean that you're pregnant. Like, it could mean numerous things. Maybe, you know, it may not be coming on yet. Sometimes you're late, and maybe it's medical reasons, there's other reasons why you could be late on your period. So it doesn't always mean that you're pregnant because you're late. Some people be pregnant and still have periods, so it doesn't really mean it. But I know she was really excited and happy about being pregnant, and I feel bad for Princess because I know this is something that she really wants. And just like I tweeted, there's so many women and men out here who want babies, want kids so bad, and they're not able to have them. They're not fortunate to have them. And then you have these people who really don't want kids, and they having them anyway. They mistreating them, they throwing them out on the street because they finding out they're gay, or they find out that, you know, something is, you know, just whatever, or they mentally ill, so they get rid of them because they don't want to deal with it. They put the kids up for adoption and abort their kids. And so you have so many people out here that having these kids, and they don't even want them. And then you have these people out here who want kids so bad, and they're not fortunate to have them, and it hurts because when you keep trying and trying, and then you go into the hospital trying to get pregnant and inserting all these different medicines and medications and liquids and stuff inside of your body, and taking all these pills to get a baby, and you just messing up your insides even worse. It hurts. It sucks. You know, it's a lot of people that want babies and they're not able to have them. You have people that have these kids and they just mistreat their children so bad, and it sucks, you know what I'm saying? So hopefully they get the baby that they want. Hopefully they get to have that bundle of joy. So I'm praying for them, and I'm wishing the best for them, because I really hope that they get that baby and they get that happiness that they deserve. You know, the marriage was was a start, but I feel like the baby would bring a little bit more joy to their marriage. So hopefully it works out for the best for them. So, you know, y'all gonna have that baby, don't worry. Claim it, pray, and just keep trying, and it's gonna happen. When the time is right, it's gonna happen. Don't worry. A1 and Lyrica in the studio, and she's singing, and the song sounded pretty good that she was singing. I don't know the name of it, I don't know if it's out or what, but it did sound pretty good. I might go and see and check it out if it is out. But while they're in the studio, some lady come, I don't know if that was her assistant or the person who, you know, I don't know who she was, but she came to the door and she told A1, there's two ladies out here that's waiting for you. No, I've been planning this meeting before. So he was like, it's Ty Dolla $ign's sister and stuff, I'm meeting up with her. And he was just give me some ad-libs, I'll be back. So he go, the manager was very determined. She was very like, hard. like very hard on him, and she was just like, you know, he was like, I want to sign her. I know her. I want to sign her. And she was like, oh, okay. But he was like, I'm going to be right. He was like, but I can't. So he said, I'm going to be right back. So he goes to get Lyrica, and the manager's like, I want to sign her, but I can't. I can't. What is that? So he come back with Lyrica. He was like, you guys, this is my wife, Lyrica, and she's going to tell you why the fuck I can't sign you. And Lyrica's like, whoa. She's like, wow. And she was like, you really a fuckboy for that, or something she said. And the manager was like, that's so unprofessional. You know, he just leave. He's telling us different things. He wants to sign her. He can. And Lyrica just blew up. It was like, we're not signing no female artists. That's that, blah, 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 blah. So she was like, go, go, go. And then Ty Dolla $ign's sister looked like she was ready to fight. Like, sis looked like she was ready to thump, like she was not playing no games. She was going to come across that table on Lyrica, but she held it together and she kept it moving. So Zell, Tierra, Moniece, Cisco, and Nia meets up and telling him, like, you know, I don't know if you know about her situation with her drinking a lot and being basically alcoholic. And he's clueless. He don't know nothing about that, whatever. But he was like, that's when he was like, his biggest problem was with Moniece. And she told him, you know, when you had that conversation with Rich, me a bitch. And she was like, you know, that was a bromance gone wrong. And she was like, you know, she just so happened to be the pawn in that moment, which was true. So Zell was like, you can't even take that offense, because he was crying and everything. And he was just like, no, I wasn't crying. And then Moniece was like, no, he wasn't crying. And she just kept talking and talking and talking about Zell, and Cisco had this whole like tension going on. And he was like, Zell was like, so many other times. And he was like, what's so many other times? So Tierra was like, baby, look at me, look at me, look at me. So the tension is very heavy in the room between Cisco and Zell. Like, you could tell it's a lot of tension. And you know, I was a little bit scared and uncomfortable watching it, because we all know how Cisco big ass is. Like, Cisco go hop over a table, go run or do something, and then, you know, Zell gonna run and do the same thing. So I'm just like, okay, when, you know, what the hell going on here? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm ready to see the fight. Is they finna fight? Like, what's up? But they're not fighting. And he just walks up, and Cisco becomes the bigger person, and he gets up and leaves. So they telling Tierra, you know, go get your man and stuff like that, and they trying to talk to her, comfort her. And she was like, you guys are not supporting me. And Nia's like, we are supporting you. And that's when Moniece was like, do you know why we're your friends? And Nia was like, because we know what you're going through. We know what you're going through. So they trying to help her and support her and be the friend for her and make sure she has the right support system. But he doesn't know too much about her alcoholism, and them as her friends, they know that she would drink one day, the next day she don't remember anything, she's clueless, she's blacked out, like she don't know nothing. So they trying to be that support system and friend for her, but she just out of her mind right now. She's drinking. Zell is trying to take the bottle from her, I mean the cup from her. She don't want to give it to him. She snatched it from him and drinking and drinking and drinking. So she really have a problem. At first I thought that scene was being fake because her and Zell was laughing. So she goes outside to see what's wrong with Cisco. I was going to say Risco. She goes outside to see what's wrong with Cisco. And he was just like, you know, I just feel like your friends don't like me. They're attacking him and stuff. He just felt attacked. So he was like, you know, I called me a cab. I'm finna go. I'm leaving. I'm out of here. And she was just like, oh, where you going? So she almost fall. And she was like, I need you to have my back. I need you to be here for me and catch me. I almost fell. He was like, did you fall though? And she was just like, so he was like, I'm finna leave. What you gonna do? She was like, well, I'm leaving with you. So they walking down the street. She almost fall and he get irritated. He's like, come on, man, you drunk. Yeah, comment down below what you guys thought of the show, this episode. How you feeling this season? Is you liking it? You enjoying it? And I will see you guys in the next video. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. Follow all my social media down below in the description box. And click the bell to be notified when I upload a video. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.